please like and subscribe.
Hi, I'm Jo, and this is Jo's Medicine Tarot. Here you will find shamanic tarot readings. Please know this is a general spirit check-in, not a one-to-one spirit check-in, so you're not going to resonate with everything. Please take what you need and leave behind what you don't. If you're new to my channel, welcome, and if you're returning, welcome back. And with this, I would like to thank the Medicine Keepers. These are the paid members of this channel. Please bless this reading. Please bring in the knowledge and the wisdom of the Most High and of all the realms. Thank you. Just want to make sure you guys can see all the cards. What? Wow. Okay, that makes sense. Okay. How very unfortunate. Yeah, how very unfortunate. On the bottom of the deck, we have Ganesha in reverse. Just put that right there. Ganesha in reverse. So somebody made a very foolish act. They did a very foolish thing, and now it's like putting a karmic wheel into motion. And this karmic wheel has authority, and that's why it's Ganesha. This is the Hierophant in reverse. So something has been put into motion, something very foolish, a very foolish act has been done. Very foolish, foolish exercise, foolish ritual, foolish something. Now somebody is very vulnerable. They do not feel strong and powerful or empowered. They feel kind of blasted apart, actually. You know, people can be so fucked up, I tell you. Okay. So what I'm seeing here is that it's clear that I feel like you're the one that is healing. You're overcoming from some sort of sorrow, some sort of heartache. You're in recovery mode. And you're forgiving, and you're just moving forward. You don't want to fight. You're just in recovery mode. You're aware, you know, I feel like you've educated yourself about what your rights are, what is your most optimal way forward. You want to know, what your rights are, even if these are legal rights, but you're still wanting to know, for some of you anyway. For others of you, maybe it doesn't need, the conditions you're not being required to go to that extent. It's just, You're just aware of what your own personal rights are. Never mind your legal rights, but your personal rights and your space. And you're moving forward. You're healing. You're recovering. You're healing. You're moving forward from a very foolish act that was committed upon you, I feel, by somebody else. And in your moving forward, you are got new ambition. New ambition, moving forward. New direction coming in, new commitment, new ambition, new desire. I feel like you're very diligent in this new direction. You really want it to work out. You're putting a lot of time and effort in. Yeah. But somebody else, I feel, who is attached to this heartache and despair and sorrow, whoever is attached to this is still in a place where they are creating conflict. They don't have their own direction. It's like they have abandoned themselves. They don't really have any direction other than giving their power to the most dominating person. They don't have their own mind. They haven't developed their own mind, their own will. They feel like like a magician in reverse, somebody with a very weak will toward themselves, to what is authentic. And for you, like you're moving away from this, you're moving on, you're moving forward, and even like Hanuman, being the monkey god, being very agile. You have a sense of agility. You're able to weave and bob as life, I'm seeing one of those punching fists on those retractable arms, where a big boxing glove comes out, boing, like sort of. Sometimes life can impact us with some pretty heavy blows, and they come from right out of left field. So it's like, you're recovering from this, and you're moving on, and you're even more however many punching fists has come out at you over the course of your life. I feel like you have learned to be very agile as you ascend, because you're up in the branches of the upper realms with a new opportunity that is a higher dimensional opportunity. Hanuman is in among the branches of the tree, and the tree is the upper world. So you have accessed something in the upper world, and now the Creator is bestowing you with an opportunity to anchor yourself, maybe financially, maybe physically, maybe something, but wow, what an opportunity, what a privilege. Like, holy smoke. You're being given something, like not given, because you still have to do the work, you still have to reach for it and do the work, and you still have to develop your path into this experience, into this pentacle, this pentacle, whatever it is. But it's definitely rooted in the upper realms. It's rooted more with you, because the monkey is holding the pentacle. The pentacle isn't like up in the tree. It's in the monkey's hand. So it's like you've attained it, the monkey has attained it, and now you have to figure out a way to become it, make it happen, unfold it, fulfill it. But whoever you're dealing with is somebody who is being very deceptive, has to win at all cost, is lying, stealing, and cheating. Lying, stealing, and cheating. The devil comes in, this is devil energy. I'm feeling devil energy here. And devils do not have the capacity to create. Okay, what does the textbooks say? That the devil's creativity is to steal, kill, and destroy. Steal your joy, kill your joy, and destroy your joy or your love. The greater the love, the greater the shadow will rise to destroy it. That's just within the human capacity. You know, these are rules known by the masters like Carl Jung, Joseph Campbell. These are the mystics. And the mystics are aware of the shadow, the darkest part of human beings. People that won't only hold themselves back, but they'll hold others back willingly because they are so miserable. And they want others to hurt and be miserable like they are. You know? That's reality, man. That is the way it is. That is the way some human beings are. And whoever this is very much still in the underworld. It's like they live in the underworld. I feel like they have the potential of badger medicine, but they have not had the necessary revolution of mind to attain it. This is somebody that is very, very angry, very bitter, has to lie, cheat, and steal. Lie, cheat, and steal in order to win. They can only move among the shadows. They can't move in the light. Interesting. They're like a vampire. This person is a vampire. Whoever this is vampiric. Okay, let's cut the cards here and see what Spirit has to say. Oh, God. What's on the bottom of the deck? Freedom. Okay, so what's going on here is that you are showing a great capacity of resilience, willpower to somebody you were dealing with that was a coward. Very cowardly in your life, either unleashed some sort of energy, it's a coward. Somebody that's like that would sucker punch somebody else. They won't come at them. They would rather come up behind them and sucker punch them, or you know what I mean? Like somebody very cunning and deceptive and just a coward. They're just a malicious coward. It's awful. They're so disempowered. This person is so disempowered. But you've overcome a certain very foolish act that somebody did. And your communication that you have either with this person or maybe with yourself or with others about what's happened is very much of a strengthening of your intuition, is part of what is required to develop this pentacle in the upper realms. Okay. Interesting. Yes, your communication and intuition that is required to move forward with now the knowledge of what has happened here, what has happened with your relation with somebody else in some sort of a foolish act unfolded into your life or into the life of somebody else that you're observing. You know, it could have, this may not be about you, maybe it's about somebody else. You're a walking paradox because this person does not know how you are able to hold the light and the dark and move forward with it. You know, Hanuman is the monkey god, and Hanuman exactly is the paradox of the light and the dark. Knows how to playfully navigate between the duality of the love affair between light and dark, between the masculine and the feminine. You know, I, the Lord, create light. I, the Lord, create darkness and evil. I, the Lord, do all of these things. And these energies, how they coexist, it's like a great dance together, coexisting, of which we are all a part of. And you are like, you know how to navigate these energies, and you are like a walking paradox because you are able to remain in the upper realms while you're holding the physical world, very grounded on the earth, yet in the upper realms you have understanding of the darker world, of the shadow world, of your own shadow world, therefore you understand other shadow world. And your intuition is strong and fierce. You have a lot of courage. But whoever you're dealing with is this is an initiation into themselves. And whatever, that's what I feel. They've kind of, see, they didn't just release karma into your life. This person is intuitively aware, whoever this is that's in the underworld that is having to lie, cheat, and steal, they're aware that they are out of alignment. And in some way, they don't know how to heal themselves except to unconsciously create the antibody, which is some sort of a humiliation ritual. It's some sort of a humiliation ritual that, because they've created a situation here that they've initiated themselves into themselves, and it's going to gain momentum. This energy is going to gain momentum so that they can heal and get beyond their unresolved trauma. So they can get out of the gravity, get beyond the gravity, the grasp of, and the hold, the gravitational pull of their unresolved trauma. Whoever this is very much governed by unconscious forces such as unresolved trauma. And they create from that place. They create from their victim consciousness. So what do you think? They will create some light, but they're mostly will be creating a lot of suffering for themselves. That's very unnecessary, but it's just them working through all the karmic runoff, you know, and that's it. Working through self-mastery, and whoever this is exactly it, is working towards self-mastery, even if it's going to take a decade or two. Whatever it's going to take, whatever this momentum is building up, that will be some sort of humiliation ritual for this person that they themselves created for themselves. It's some sort of an antibody. It's interesting, you know, people are brilliant when they're, you know, of course now you can't put drugs and all that crap into this because drugs fuck up any evolution or any kind of inner revolution. But when it's a sober teenager, maybe out in the sticks or something, I don't know, because the world today is like so messed up. But either way, they are working towards self-mastery. Or they see you working towards self-mastery. And I think it could be that too, because they're busy trying to lie, steal, and cheat their way through something. So they're seeing you maybe achieving self-mastery because of you're so hardworking. You've had to work very hard to get here. or they see you reaching for mastery and willing to do the hard work, you know. And I'm feeling like this person is feels isolated because they feel like you're out of their league, like they're an ant among giants, you know. And that's how it kind of feels. So yeah, whatever's happened here, you're recovering, you're getting over this, you're accessing an inner freedom because you're willing to fight for yourself, you're willing to empower yourself, you're willing to do the work that is required to move forward in courage and strength, cleanly. This is a clean move forward. This is a clear move forward. And you've done this beautifully. Absolutely beautifully. Even if it means leaving the situation unresolved. And yes, so excellent. Excellent, excellent. My husband just got home. All right, is that the card? No, okay. Okay, Creator, let's pull an archetype card, please. What is the archetype theme of this reading, or who the collective is dealing with? Maybe this is of you, collective. You'll know. Oh, interesting. Okay, there's two cards that came up. The first is Shapeshifter. Skill at navigating through different levels of consciousness. Ability to see the potential in everything. The shadow attribute is projecting any image that serves your personal agenda in the moment. So interesting. So Shapeshifter. This also could be Shamanic also too. You know, there's also shadow shamans too. And then the next card is dilettante. Dilettante. What is a dilettante? What is that? Let's look it up. What is a dilettante? A person who cultivates an area of interest such as the arts without real commitment or knowledge. Okay, so just somebody who's like a person who cultivates an area of interest such as the arts without real commitment or knowledge. Oh, I see. So kind of like a dilettante, I guess that's the best way to put it. Delights in the arts without having to be a professional, alerts you to the danger of becoming superficial in your pursuits. The shadow attributes are pretension to much deeper knowledge than you actually possess. Yes. So you're dealing with someone who I feel like is you're beginning to see that they are not who they said they were. I think this person is, I think they can put on certain garments. This is symbolic garments of consciousness to make themselves appear in certain lights when they're not really that way, because they haven't really committed to that which they proclaim to know. Do you know what I'm saying? So you are being required, and I feel like you do now because you're Hanuman. You're entering into Hanuman energy. So you have been required to know this kind of dynamic within a human being. And your education about this kind of human being will only strengthen and increase your capacity of your agility to weave and bob through the projected boxing gloves that will project from life out of nowhere. And you are able to overcome more because you faced into more, you're more aware of yourself. So somebody, I feel like there's going to be some sort of a shift here in some way. The energy feels really heavy in some ways, but it's required. It is a required shift. And if you are shifting and moving with this, job well done. And if you're hanging on, you'll hang on until you'll come to your own conclusion that this may need to shift in, for you and for the other person. Shape shifter. You may need to shift your own shape in order to navigate through a situation. Because I feel like you're dealing with, okay, they're showing this to me like, okay, they just showed this to me like it's a standoff between you and somebody else. There's a standoff between you being a shapeshifter. So what they're showing me now is a wizard's duel. Except you are a lot more sly. Not more sly, but you're a lot more... You have the advantage because you have a greater capacity than this person. Some sort of it's not necessarily a standoff or a duel. I feel like it's been a duel. You're aware it's been a duel when you weren't expecting there to be a duel, and there was a duel, and they're saying a cruel duel. Oh, that's interesting. A cruel duel. And you're now withdrawing from this and you're moving away. You're moving your energies away. You're moving forward. You are furthering the paradox of you that you are. But whoever this is kind of going to be very content in their... I just heard it's going to be very content in their capacity. Whatever capacity that is, even if it is no change at all, they're finding a place that they can exist in, that is the path of least resistance, and it's going to work for them. I feel like you challenge this person too much. You're too big for this person. You're too bright for this person. You're too loud for this person. You're too powerful for this person. It's kind of and you're... skill at navigating through different levels of consciousness, the ability to see the potential in everything. So you see the potential in them too, but you're able to shape shift your way out of there. This is for your own damage control. This is to damage control any further fallout between your relationship with this person. And you're doing it out of love, you're doing it out of knowledge and wisdom, and out of understanding that this is going to benefit everybody, including yourself. And when you honor yourself, you honor everyone. Alrighty, you guys, I'm going to leave this reading here. Thank you so much for tuning in. Job well done. And keep going forward because you're on the right path. Alrighty, take care.